Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We are happy to have you checking out this video this week. We've been doing a series kind of giving you an idea of what the markets in other areas of the US might look like. And today we are hanging out with Cassandra Homer from Cassandra & Co Real Estate. She's in the Dallas-Fort Worth market, northwest side, I think she said. So we're going to talk today about that. Cassandra, thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. We're going to jump in and talk market to market comparison. But before we do, if you do us a favor, click that subscribe button and the notification bell. It's going to show up somewhere around here. I never know where. But click those so that you're made aware of when the videos come out. We try and do a couple a week, and we'd love to have you part of the 410 family. So again, Cassandra, Dallas-Fort Worth, tell us about yourself. Tell us about your business a little bit and let us get to know you.
Awesome. Well, I apologize to your viewers. I am not wearing a bolo tie. I know so many people think that we're just riding around on horses out here, but no, we're not. Sadly, I wish we were. That would be great right now with gas prices.
They think the same about us, honestly. They think the same about Arizona. So
what I heard that in one of your other episodes is, people just have these, far off.
We got hitching posts ideas outside.
Yeah. Once we get indoor plumbing, I'll be super excited. So yeah, that's great. I'm originally from New Hampshire, but I've been in Dallas. It's funny because as a Metroplex, everyone just refers to it as Dallas. So like, even when you're on the west side, people are like, oh yeah, I live in Dallas. It's a very weird thing. But I've been here since 2008.
Okay.
So love it. I am the bumper sticker that says I wasn't born here, but I got here as fast as I could. I love Texas. I love how kind people are. The only complaint is the driving.
Yeah.
People drive like crazy.
I think the commonality we have between our markets is we have a lot of people transplanting into our areas from other places. So you end up with East Coast driver, Florida driver, California driver, mixing with the native Arizona drivers or native Texas drivers. And nobody can figure out how to do it together. So
yeah, that's a good theory. My theory is that the faith here is so strong that they literally think Jesus is going to take the wheel. So I think it's probably a mixture of the two.
I haven't thought that. I haven't heard that one before. That's good. So market, I imagine in DFW area is challenging as it is everywhere else, but tell us a little about your market.
It is hot. We saw a market change from the recession in 2013. We saw it really early January, February start to turn. And then of course, then it rippled from there. We didn't have too much of a standstill when COVID hit. There was like a panic window. And then we went right back into it with all of our chins on the floor. But inventory has consistently been, I want to say 2 to 3 weeks, sit for probably the past 2 years, to be honest. And prices, I've sat with some sellers who have seen a 25 to 35% increase on their home in just 2 years. Yeah. It's insane.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
Yes, it's been a challenge. Inventory. It's funny because, and I'm sure they say the same to you, is when you visit with people, they say, oh, the market's so hot, and you're busy and then you're slow because everything happens so condensedly, because everything's all rushed because there's no inventory and you want to hurry up and get it and knock things out. So yes, it's crazy. It's really frustrating. But yeah, it's been crazy.
Has the rental market done about the same there too? Have your rental rates like skyrocketed too and have low supply on those as well? Or I'm just curious.
So that is a good question. So the short answer to that is yes, kind of. So in my specific market, we have about 11,000, 12,000 people. And we've always averaged rental rates about $1 a square foot. But there have been a few people who have really capitalized, which is amazing, on the shortage or with new construction and things like that, where they've functions sort of like Airbnb markets, and
Yeah.
they've, they're asking 5,200 a month for a 3,000 square foot 20-year-old home, and giving them a refrigerator and a washer dryer.
Yeah.
So it is kind of funny. Now, I will say there's, timing, of course, is everything. But yeah, we have, and it's funny you say that, because I've only seen that start to happen in the past 90 days or so. Because a year ago, I started pulling rental rates thinking they were going to go up, and we were still right around the same. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, inventory is low on rentals as well. How about in your market?
It becomes a really good conversation point with potential buyers that may not realize that they can buy, because they're starting to see these increases like crazy. We actually do property management as well. So we have about 250 doors that we manage, and we have some owners that could raise the rent if they wanted to year over year, $500-600 a month. They don't if they listen to us. We talk to them about quality tenants and modest raises and that kind of stuff. But a couple of them have said, yeah, I'd rather go out to the open market because maybe the tenant was a little challenging, or who knows what the circumstances was. So, when you're having those discussions and saying, why are you paying $2,300 a month is our average rent. So, and that's everything, 2-bedroom apartments all the way up to those big homes you were talking about. So why not buy a $450,000 house for that mortgage payment rather than pay somebody else's mortgage? It becomes a really interesting decision that people have to make in this market. So
yes, absolutely.
Yeah, the other reason I was asking is just, we hear about this, the housing market bubble is going to burst again. We talk about that. And then when we look in our market, at least, rental rates are going up right along with housing prices. So there really is no bubble. The supply bubble is not there that was there in 2006 and 2007 that we started to see. So
it's funny you say that, because so my background is in appraisals, residential appraisals. And before COVID hit, I was going to the appraisal summits, and that's a big question year after year is this artificial? Is this going to burst? Is this a superficial market that we're in? And the real estate group from A&M, they have sworn every year, they say the same thing, is we have the job growth to support it. We have the population growth to support it. Now, he was very clear. I can't attest to any other areas. However, right now it doesn't appear to be. And I know a lot of people are saying to expect another 3 to 4 years of this, which in, not to sound like Chicken Little, but for me, a year and a half ago as a broker, I mean, I've been in real estate for 20 years. I was running around like, the sky's falling, the sky's falling. I thought we would be in a recession by now. So just to see where the market is blowing my mind. I don't know about you, but
it's been crazy. I've never seen, I've got my license about 15 years ago, so I haven't seen anything like this. You and I went through the crash in 2008, so we saw what it was like to see an extreme downturn that wasn't unexpected. We're seeing the same thing in reverse now, the extreme upturn. I do think we'll slow down a bit, just because rates are going up and some other things that may cause the market to slow. But our supply is so skewed right now, in Arizona at least, that by the time we make it up, it might take a year for us to get back to even a balanced, market again. So it's a good time to be a seller. We love working with sellers. Obviously, it's a tougher time to be a buyer for sure.
Yes.
I had all my agents reach out to their lenders yesterday and double check pre-qualifications because rates have gone up. And I said, make sure your clients are still looking at the right homes. We don't want to have somebody fall in love and then be told, never mind,
Oh yeah. And that's hard. And being on the buy side right now, it is really heartbreaking, especially because you have so many families. And I don't know about your market, but we have so many investors coming in and swooping in. And I know a lot of the new construction, they have really shunned investors because they're swooping in and taking what, a nice person could actually live in instead of, having to have a neighborhood full of rentals, and that's tough. The American dream has kind of shifted a little bit, I guess. So
I'm a little bit torn being in property management as well. So a lot of our client base is investors. And so, I hear the stories, and I've said it myself, that, I want a family that could really get the house, that could live there. Well, there's still going to be a family living there. It's just who owns the property. But at the same time, I know what you're saying. I have those first time home buyers that are like, how do we ever get a contract? Because we can't come in $50,000 over. We don't have that kind of money just laying around, and it's kind of crazy. So
now, are you seeing full appraisal waivers on yours? That's
appraisal. We're even seeing due diligence waivers, which I never recommend. People just waiving the inspection, taking the house.
I couldn't.
And then they're also, I've seen people paying the seller's closing costs for them. It's nuts. But, like I said, I think if we slow down a little bit, maybe some of those first time buyers can, still get the home, still see some modest appreciation, but have a chance. Well, as we wrap up, if someone wants to come to DFW, why should they, if they're looking at Texas, let's say, why DFW, and why should they call Cassandra over anybody else?
Oh, I wasn't ready for this kind of question.
I know, it's better to put you on the spot because you got to think.
Seriously. Well, first of all, I love Texas. DFW is full of transplants, and it's one of those places. I lived out in California for a while. I've been on both coasts, and Texas is a place that really feels like home, and they are very accepting and very welcoming and authentic. I love me some authentic people, and Texas, they're very proud to be Texans. But we have everything here, and there's so much to do. There's something for everybody is the way that I would say it. And to call me, I mean, obviously I'm awesome. But
you obviously know your stuff. I'll say that for sure. And we've gotten to know each other a little bit just through, we're both coaches with Tom Ferry. So gotten to know each other through some of those meetings, and definitely can tell that you love what you do and that you love helping people is what I pick up. So good reasons to call you. And you seem fun too. So that's good, right?
I'm okay. When I hit my stride,
try and make it fun to buy a house or sell a house rather than the most stressful experience you've ever had.
So it's funny that you say that. I have always seen my goal is to get the stress level as low as possible, because this is such a stressful process. And I think that is really key, is to enjoy it. And it is really exciting. All cheese aside, it's exciting to be part of this chapter for someone, whether it's one person or a family or whoever. So that's
often the biggest thing they'll ever do, right? The biggest purchase in this, they'll ever make. So exactly. Well, I appreciate you hanging out, Cassandra. Thanks so much for being a part of our episode today. We're going to put your contact information down in the comments section. So if you are looking at DFW or anywhere in the region, just give her a call. She can help you out. Hopefully this was helpful. If it was, do us a favor, hit the share button and tell your friends so that they can learn about Cassandra and her team in Dallas-Fort Worth. Otherwise, I really appreciate you watching, and we will see you on the next video.